Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am starting the first part of a 4-part series. I've decided to finally take the plunge and make a full wig by myself. Now, I have never owned a human hair wig that was like a full wig. I was given a half wig years ago that was human hair. It was gifted to me by Amanda Lepore. It was a very beautiful human hair piece that's still in my collection, but it was dyed green and then black, and right now I'm going back to orange hair. My hair is growing back in. It's very short, which is part of why I decided to finally do a human hair wig. So in this video, I just wanted to start with the basics of resizing and customizing a block to be the exact size as your head, and then fitting the wig cap so you get the perfect fit on your wig. I'm going to be using this very awful thrift store found beauty school head to show you how I made the first piece that I needed for this. Now, what you're gonna do is put your hair up however you're gonna wear it under your wig to start. And now I don't have very much hair right now, as you can tell. This little lady's got a bit more than I do. I had already made mine. I did it on my own and I couldn't film and do it. Do this with a partner. Have someone else help you do this. My partner was working the entire time that I was starting this because I knew it was going to be a long process. So I just started in on my own. Okay, so I've got the wig cap on. Her hair is kind of matted and real sad, so it doesn't want to particularly stay in any decent position. So, wig cap on. I'm going to slide it a little bit back so you can see the hairline. What you're gonna need to do is grab some cling wrap, some tape. You also need a Sharpie, and like I said, the wig cap. Put on your wig cap, and then you'll have someone help you with this part. You're going to, what we're doing is we're making a form of your head and giving us a general idea of your hairline shape. Now, this will be good to have for any wig project. If you wear lace fronts, this can give you a good idea of how a style is going to sit on your head when you're styling your wig, things like that. So this is something you can do to any wig block. So I'm going to start by just making this a tight little form around the head, making sure to cover all of the hairline. And this doesn't have to be extremely fitted yet. So took that, just put it around, covering the hairline front and back. And pretty much what you're gonna wanna do now is take some tape, and you are going to get the shape of your head and hairline. So you take strips of tape, I did down the center first, and then I'm doing around to the back, meeting up in that same spot. And you want to cover the entirety of your head in the tape and get it on there nice and tight. Now, the saran wrap and tape do add a little bit of bulk, so if you go a little tight, I think will still end up being the same size that you need it to be. This isn't extremely complicated. I did it by myself, which made it extremely complicated. It is not an easy feat to do this correctly on your own head without any help. Now, I'm not doing a great job at this, I'm realizing, because it's shifting. This not being an actual human's head, and with some very awful matted hair under it, this isn't, you know, the perfect shape. But you get the general idea. You're making a tape form of your head, and then you take a Sharpie and trace your wig line, or hairline, oh my gosh. Curve around the ear, of course. Now you want to get this pretty accurate. For some reason my stand won't twist. And you're gonna go all the way around. Now this shifted while I was doing it, so I can't get the back, but it has the general shape that I need. I also suggest that you can go and do down the center front to the center back is a line, and from behind one ear to another is a line. Those will just help you line things up, especially to have it on your block when you're styling is nice, because when I'm doing 40s, half up, half down, I'll get from behind my ears and pull that up into the front and let the back all hang. So having from ear to ear marked on here might be nice. You can take a fabric measuring tape and just go from one side to the other and trace it. And then, like I said, oh, this shifted a little, down the center. So this is fairly easy. This one, obviously, I just made on her. You can do another layer of tape over the Sharpie, which I suggest, but you don't have to because you're gonna put more tape on another layer. After you've finished this, you take it off, hope that there's no hair caught into it, and then you've got a shape of your head with your hairline. It's pretty easy, and it's going to be extremely helpful for this project. I really liked having this, and I think it's given me a good fit on my wig so far. I've done almost all of my sewing, but that's another video. This will be a 4-part series, like I said, so there's a lot of work that's going into this. This is part 1. I have finished mine already, and here it is on my block, but I'm going to show you now the next step, which is placing your form onto an appropriate size head block and then putting some stuffing in it to fill it out and make sure it's the right fit for your head. So now that we've created the tape and cling wrap mold of our head and Sharpied our hairline around all the way, we're going to place it on the correct size canvas wig block for our head. Now I think I'm using a 22 here. It's fairly close to the size it needs to be. Now this is obviously a different one than the one I made in the video. This is the one I made for myself. It is not great because I did it by myself in a mirror, which is why I didn't video it. What I'm doing to start is I've put the form onto my block. I've lined up the center with the center seam, and now I'm taping it all the way around. It's a pretty straightforward process here. What you want to do is just make sure that the block is going to fit you best. So you put it on to the block, tape it on. I already have a layer of saran wrap and tape on my blocks. I do that to keep them clean. I change it out after every couple projects that I do. So this is not a permanent solution. It's pretty much just something I'm going to have on this wig block for the time being. I I'm going around taping everything like I said. It's a fairly easy process, this part. If you've made the form, you've got the hardest part of this over with. So now it's just prepping it for the next step, which is also fairly easy. But this process there may be a better way to do this. I kind of did it with the what I had around the house method. Uh, but I learned this from Marco of Marco's Wigs. He is a wig stylist, I think based out of New York City again. He goes between New York and Italy. He taught me how to do this at when we were working at Mudhoney Hair Salon. He was doing wigs for a TV show, and he took a form of a celebrity's head. Um, so right now what I'm doing is I'm taking an X-Acto blade and I am splitting the form that I made down the center from not all the way from the front to the back. I started at a couple inches and ended at a couple inches from the hairline. It's because there was some gapping between the wig form and the head form. So what I'm doing now is I am taking some polyfill and I am putting it inside to fill out the shape. Now this is so it's the like as close to the exact size as my head as possible, which is going to be great for fitting the wig and wig cap. I also like having this done for when I style wigs. Like I said, sometimes when I am styling hair on a block and then I put it from the block to my head, it fits differently, so the hair sits differently, and you don't get as crisp and clean a style. So after I filled all of this with polyfill, I ended up cutting a cross line also, which helped me get into some of these areas, but I did struggle to get it back together exactly the same. But I've used this block now, and I can tell you, even with a little bit of error, it still has worked out fine. I'm doing the other side. If I were to do this again, I will be doing this again. But when I do, instead of filling it in this way, I might actually get some polyfill batting, the kind that comes in like a sheet, and line the cap with it a little bit before I put it on to the form, and then go in and split and add some extra, because it will take care of some of the places that didn't need a ton, because it was hard with my nails especially to really get in there. But after I filled all of the gaps inside, which you can tell not everywhere needed filling, my head might be a strange shape, or my block has been dropped a million times. I just taped everything back up. And then I brought my wig cap over, and I'm placing it pretty much where I'm going to want it to sit on my hairline. I want the back to line up with the nape of my neck, and then in the front, I have it actually set back a little behind my hairline because I plan to pull out a tiny bit of my natural hair to blend over the edge to make sure it looks nice and natural. Because this wig cap is a little big for me, I'm going to resize it to make sure it's the perfect shape. First, I just put some pins running down the center back, and that's going to help me kind of just make sure I'm evenly taking off of both sides to fit it right. I just turned under one seam that already existed and used some pins to tighten it and get the right shape so it clings to the head form that now is the exact same size as my head. And I go on to do this on the other side. This is a fairly easy process. I'm just creating a fold and pretty much making the seam allowance bigger on the seam that already exists. This has a hard mesh on the sides and a stretchy mesh in the center panel. I really like this wig cap. I'll link it in the description below because I cannot wait to make more wigs with this. The lace panel on top is a 4x4 Swiss lace that I could reasonably ventilate a scalp into in the future. I realized it was still a little big on top after taking out what I did on the sides, so I'm running around the Swiss lace, and I am taking a little bit more off there. Now, how much you take off is all going to depend on the size of your head and the size of the wig cap that you bought. This one that I purchased came in multiple sizes. Here it is after I sewed it up. I just did straight running stitches with the wig thread that I bought. It is not anything too fancy, but it does the trick to really take the wig in. I look kind of like a mess right now. I have been working on this wig for days straight. I'm already at the sewing portion. The first part that you just watched was the prep pretty much for building the entire wig. The next video is going to be all on dyeing my human hair wefts or bundles with the watercolor method, so you can catch that one next week. After that will come the sewing, which is I will be sewing all of the hair into the cap and then also putting in an elastic band. I'll walk you through all the details of that as they come, and then the last video will be all about styling it. I'm very excited to bring you guys along on this process. It is a lot of work, but I'm so excited to see it, and I hope you guys are excited to see how this comes out. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Severely Mame. Make sure to like and subscribe, and check out the link below to my Patreon account where there's exclusive videos once a month. Thank you so much. I will see you all soon.